Hello, my name's Keith, and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a bunch of random crystals. Let's talk about a bunch of random crystals. In the future, I might get an actual intro. Hey, I think it's done raining, so I'm going to put the window down. So, we're going to talk about a bunch of random crystals. A lot of random crystals. Crystals you might hear about here and there, you might find online. Most information online is just made up. It's just made up. At this point, I've been seeing what online has. It's just like, oh, so this is how you teach people how not to inherit their spiritual power. You just make it into a giant game. The information online is... I don't even want to type things into Google anymore. Let's just say that. So, let's pop into some random crystals. Let's talk about some purple ones. Let's start with Super 7 for 100%. Let's start with Super 7. Super 7 should be expensive. Most of you guys are not getting Super 7 ever. I can't even pronounce the other name. There's 7 different minerals in Super 7. It's like caxothene or caxoine. I can't even pronounce it. Something with a C. That's what they're selling as Super 7. So Super 7 should be expensive. It should be really expensive. Why? It's because it's super rare. Or you're probably just getting Super 6, Super 5, Super 4, or Super 3. Super 2 looks like Super 7. What does that tell you about all the other Super 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So it's not that super. So it's not technically Super 7. This is Super 7. I bet you guys didn't know. This is Super 7. So it has all 7 of the minerals in it. This is lab certified. This is 7 different minerals. You can't even see it. How can you verify if you don't have it from the exact mine or there's no certificate on it? It's incredibly rare. So, what does Super 7 do? I always like to say Super 7 has the keys to heaven. Ultimately, the key to heaven is the Lord Jesus, but it's our heart as well. So, if you don't accept the Lord into your heart, if you don't accept God into your heart, then essentially you'll be lost, or you'll be surrounded by what's on earth, and it'll lead you astray. That's a long story short, but when you don't have God in your life, you will feel lost. There will be things popping up left and right, and it's just like, you can put them down all the time, but Legion is many. It's not one. You're not just putting down one demon. That's why I'm constantly fighting demons off for you guys, especially the people getting custom necklaces. I literally take on your demons. I will have them come after me instead of for coming after you. I enjoy fighting them. Is it a lot of effort? Not really. Does it take time? Yes. So, I actually come up with new ways of slaying demons every single day. So, Super 7's pretty cool. I have it on my arms. I have a whole purple category of bracelets on my arms, which this lighting actually helps me teach about crystals. Super 7, the keys to heaven. What's similar to Super 7? Or a co-stone with Super 7. Auralite 23. These crystals, and it just started raining again, so let's put these windows back up. So Auralite 23 is incredibly powerful, and it's not Super 7. Auralite 23 is... So Super 7's more like the keys to the angelic realm, plus superhuman gifts. Auralite 23 is kind of like a 2-part door. So Super 7's one half of a vibration, Auralite 23 is another half. Auralite 23 and Super 7 should go together. They should. One's like the key, one's like the door. One opens the door, one is the door, one is the key. So they're incredibly powerful for opening spiritual gifts. You'll have spiritual gifts that don't exist here. That just don't exist here. Now you have to keep in mind the color purple and violet is incredibly special. Whenever, I'm going to start teaching this more. Whenever you come across the color purple or violet, how often do you see it occur in nature? No, not very often. So, in certain worlds, purple, in the higher worlds, or there's places in heaven that have purple grass. Let's just say that. So, in different dimensions that are extremely interdimensional or don't have the same properties of Earth, there's purple land, the purple trees, purple, etc., and it's like violet purple. But our eyes can't fully comprehend violet. It's like, one thing about purple is that there's colors inside purple that we can't see. We just can't see it. It's like if you ever look up the information on octopuses, they can see colors we can't imagine. Auralite 23, Super 7, they open gifts we can't imagine. There's gifts that humans can't comprehend. It's not fully a part of this dimension. It's like, if you want to know what the spiritual gift that it opens is, I'll tell you right now. Imagine a color you can't imagine that you've never seen. Most of you think of turquoise or teal for some reason. How do I know that? My angels told me. Most of you do think of like, well, I see like a teal, or like some of you will try to think of like a teal, just flat out teal, or some form of turquoise or some form of blue-green. Like, well, I haven't. No, if you can imagine it, that is just not. If you guys are laughing at home, you're like, oh, that's the first thing I thought of. I don't know why humans think of that, because we can't imagine something we can't imagine. So when we get to heaven, or for the people who come back here, depends on the person, because not every person gets into heaven. Everyone has a different next life and different blessings, but that's a topic for a different video. Or if the person goes to hell and you see different colors there, you see a bunch of reds and really bright blues, and well, I shouldn't talk about that, because that's not the trajectory of people who. Hell's not even hell, it's Sheol, and there's different columns, there's different pockets in Sheol. But back to that, that's why when certain crystals, it just started raining more, so certain crystals work with the underworld. Why do certain crystals work with the underworld? So you don't go there, essentially. So you have that essence, so it keeps you away from that. Back to purple crystals, because this video is all about crystals, and I'm focusing on some purple crystals today. So I'll show you my Auralite 23. It's actually somewhere in the back. No, you guys are not gonna see it. Just pulled on my hair. I'm not doing that. Nope, not doing that. So why is this cracked? What is this cracked one? I might replace it coming up soon. It's lepidolite. You know how magical lepidolite is, especially in the form of a mirror? This literally sends back evil eye as hard. It literally puts lepidolite can trap a person in a mirror dimension. There we go. It'll take a person's evil. Maybe I might teach it to the public soon, but it's not all lepidolite. It's mica lepidolite, and this thing I'm very rough with it. I'm surprised it hasn't broken fully. You can see a line in it because I keep pulling on it and yanking on it, but it's literally a mirror. This is a miracle that it's still on here. It's so strong. Lepidolite's not a strong crystal at all. It has a natural crack, natural inclusion. Lepidolite's the most calming gemstone ever, and it's extremely protective. It looks like an eyeball. It's just like when someone looks at you, it just looks back at them, and it's like, oh, you looking at me? Whapa! Evil eye sent back. So I'm gonna show you, because how often can someone show you jewelry that's cracked in half? What, like, how common is it for someone to take a cracked in half jewelry to use it as a piece to show you what the crystal actually looks like? It's an actual mirror. So mirrors are extremely dangerous spiritually to people, so when someone evil eyes you, you can stick them in a mirror dimension. You can make that person have paralysis while they're awake, like sleep paralysis while they're awake, if they evil eye you. Why is that? It's because there's a law of mirror dimensions. If you ever look into a mirror for a really long time, you're not yourself anymore. You are not yourself. Same thing with that, but this is like the holy version of it, because it's lepidolite. It's naturally occurring. Let's talk about charoite. Incredibly rare. Charoite. I guess we're talking about purple crystals today, but that's what natural charoite looks like. If you see the really bright purple stuff, it's fake. It's fake. I mean, they have really bright purple charoite, but it comes with whites, and people just take the whites and they put purple on it. And it's like, hey, we could use charoite. Like, your charoite's not the charoite that looks like from online, because it's real. I have real gemstones, authentic gemstones, and that's the thing. Online, it catfishes all pictures of crystals. Why? It's because some of the crystals don't look as fancy as they do in person. I'm going to give you an example. Rutile quartz. I'd like you guys to take a second. Take your other tabs. So this is golden rutile. It's actually an extremely high-end rutile. You can pay a couple $100s for a piece of really good rutile. So this is probably one of the best pieces of rutile ever. And it doesn't look like what it looks like online. I'd like you guys to look. That's golden rutile. If you flash a flashlight on it, it looks gorgeous. If it's not in perfect lighting, it doesn't look cool at all. It just looks like threads in a gemstone. I mean, it's still cool, but I'd like you guys to type in golden rutile online and is catfished. You ever get a golden rutile in person? It's catfished. You're like, oh, you paid $3,000 for an orb of golden rutile, and it's just like, oh, it doesn't look like what it looks like online. You better stick it in a glass case. You better stick it in a glass case, because it doesn't look like that. So back to my topic of teaching about crystals, because I'm still teaching about crystals. I'm just hopping around here. So lepidolite's nice. It calms you down. It makes you incredibly intelligent. It makes you like, okay, I'm a thoughtful, well organized sir slash ma'am, gentleman slash woman, whoever is watching this video will be like, oh, I am just a cog in the wheel that'll break the wheel. It's just like, it'll make you very intelligent and it'll make you very sophisticated by calming the mind down and having your actual higher self be able to intervene a little more because you're calming down. When you shut your thoughts off, your angels will turn your thoughts on. They'll be like, okay, oh, it's finally quiet. That's the easiest way to, I mean, this is an angel hearing crystal too. If you can't get your mind to shut up, you can actually take lepidolite and put it on your mind's eye. I had the other piece of this. I was just gonna walk around with it on my mind's eye. It looked kind of scary. It looked like an actual eyeball. I'm like, you know what? That doesn't look good. I mean, it looked kind of freaky. So I remember I put a piece of meteorite here and people were looking at me like, what kind of alien are you? Should we call someone? I think there's an alien walking around in Miami Mall. Oh, well, that was just me when I was wearing my little lepidolite. It makes you look like an alien. Like, I don't look like an alien. I like looking like a human, at least in this lifetime. So basically, charoite, this is authentic charoite. It's the empath stone. It calms you down. It makes you go like, oh, I feel nice. So what happens when my whole purple necklace is just about making me feel calm and relaxed and receiving downloads. So, and you better believe some of those purple gemstones they should be very expensive. Real charoite comes from the Chara River in Russia. Whenever I ask someone from Russia, like, do you know the Chara River? And they're like, I heard of it, or not really. It's because it's a small river, and it's not a small river. It's small when it comes to getting the gemstone, but it's incredibly rare. I don't know if we can ever get charoite ever again on a website like that, ever. You know how incredibly rare and how tough it is to get real charoite? And when you get charoite from a vendor who's by the Chara River, sometimes those vendors are not fully honest. You'll have a pound of, like, it just looks like flat out dirt looking charoite, and then you'll have like some of the good purple ones like this. So charoite should be very expensive. If it's cheap, you got a fake piece. It's probably from China. It's not mined from China, just made in the lab in China. But amethyst, you guys know about amethyst. It's the most calming gemstone ever. It is the crown chakra crystal. It's the queen's crystal. It'll have you calm down. It'll block psychic attack. It'll block mind attacks. It'll block mental games. If you're dating someone and you have amethyst, they can't play mental games with you. Their mental games backfire on them. It contains the and I'm gonna start teaching about this more, Archangel Zadkiel and the Violet Flame. It's a covenant. It's literally a covenant. So this is becoming more known to humans in this day and age because this one's all about spirituality. So people know it as Saint Germain, but it's basically the violet ray. So Saint Michael's the blue ray. I've been teaching about Saint Michael and the blue ray for a very long time. That's why you have lapis, but that's the violet covenant is basically the angels that govern the violet flame. These angels they're not hands-on. They're loving, but they're not hands-on. They're just like, because it's all about spirit. It's a whole different path. It's not even what you guys think it is. It's just like Archangel Metatron. He's such a beautiful angel, but he will just be like, okay, you look for the answers on your own, but I'll help you. He's a very specific teacher. He's like, I'm here helping you, but the other angels will be at your side, like literally like this. Archangel Metatron, God sends him to be like, okay, here's how he works. Basically, I'm not going to help you get the answer, but once you find it, or once you're this close to finding it, I'll kind of like push you towards it, or I'll lead you towards getting the right answer, but the answer is so valuable that you're going to have to do the journey by yourself. But it's like, why was I there in the first place? It's because you would not have gotten that answer without the help of Metatron. That God sent Metatron. Metatron's not Enoch, by the way. That's just not true. That never happened. They're two separate beings. Saint Germain and Metatron are separate. Like I said, a lot of misinformation online. Metatron's not Enoch. They're separate angels. So, and he's an angel of spiritual enlightenment. Let's get to the next gemstones, and we're talking about so many purple crystals, and I'm not gonna rip my hair out spinning this around, but he talks about amethyst. I don't even know. This one feels like purpite. I can't see it, so purpite doesn't age normally. It ages very differently. And it has my oils on it. It smells delicious. It smells like a lavender and cookies. When you get a custom necklace from me, sometimes I'll anoint the necklace with a specific oil and like, oh, this is delicious smelling. Can I have the oil that you anointed it in? I'm like, sure, I'll put it on the website. But purpite is riches and wealth. It's wealth. It's luxury. It's lavish lifestyles. It's a multi-million-dollar energy stone. So it has the energy of Oprah's estate stuck in the gemstone, a purified Oprah's estate, and that's it. It's riches of wealth and calm down. It'll have you in the vibration of a person who's the wealthiest person in the world. I'm not gonna name him, but yes, you guys named him in your heads or at home. So I light tanzanite. Let's just say, and in the next life or in the astral realm, you do a lot of traveling. Like, it's a lot of traveling. If you think about humans travel a lot. They traveled a lot before we started making houses, so it'll have you traveling. It'll guide you when you're traveling. It's that simple. Those are very complex stones. I have to make a whole video on them, but you can just know that they're traveling stones. They're literally higher realm traveling. We can't understand them fully, but due to their vibration and their color and their frequency, but that's that. If you like your own custom necklace, DM Florida Stoneman on Instagram. If you like a custom necklace, DM Florida Stoneman on Instagram. If you email me, it takes me a while to get back to email sometimes. So if you'd like your own tourmaline necklace, go to floridastoneman.com. For all the people who have them in November, it's probably been a very nice November for you so far. And it's going to be a very blessed November, especially for those who have custom necklaces. You're going to reap the rewards for the rest of this month whole. Let's just say that. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao. God bless all of you.